Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode. Today, we are honored to welcome Sir Gabe Gabrille, international speaker, inspiring leader with an extraordinary career. So, let's start. First of all, welcome to the show, sir. Would you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes, good evening to you. Good morning from here. It's a pleasure to have this opportunity to speak with you. My name is Gabe. It's a nickname. It's what my friends call me. It's what I ask everyone to call me. I understand with age or culture, it's might not be comfortable with some of you, but if you can, that's what I prefer. If you're uncomfortable doing that, you can call me anything, whatever is comfortable for you. So I was a civil structural type of engineer at Kennedy Space Center for NASA in Florida for 17 years. And it was an amazing experience. And I really like to talk about the time there and what it was like to be at the Space Center. About 10 years ago, I started getting involved by accident in public speaking, and it just grew and grew to where it became international. And I got all these international requests. So I didn't have enough time in the day to have a job and to also do the international speaking. So I resigned my position so I could become a full-time speaker, and I've been doing that for the last, I think, about 10 years. It's been awesome. I've been to Pakistan 4 times. I'm looking forward to coming back.
I meet with you in Karachi, Pakistan.
Yeah, did I meet you in Karachi?
Yes, I also take picture with you. I also meet with you in Karachi, Sarahan farmhouse.
Yeah, it was awesome. I really enjoyed the time with you all.
Okay. So, what inspired you to pursue a career in engineering?
How many people have many good reasons and many really interesting reasons for uh, picking a career field, but for me, it was basically money. I like to race cars, and I needed to generate income to race cars. And I had been to high school, and I really didn't want to go to university. And I had tried to generate the income with just going to high school, and I couldn't. I tried for like 12 years to try to generate the income, and then I realized I have to go to university. So I went to university at night. It took me 8 years to finish at night. So the main reason was so I could generate the income so I could race cars. But it took me 20 years after high school to finish university.
That's very great. So, looking back, what first sparked your interest in science and technology?
I kind of always liked mechanics. I liked racing cars. I liked building things, and science and technology was kind of in line with that in a lot of ways. It was interesting to me. It wasn't something I thought I really wanted to do, but it was interesting. And when I realized I needed to find a good income to generate the income I needed to be able to race cars, I was kind of led into engineering by accident again. But it seemed like a good field, and it was great. Everything worked out extremely well for me. I'm very thankful.
Okay. So, who inspired you to the most during your early years?
I get asked this question a lot, and in looking back on it, it's a little bit interesting because I really don't think, I really anybody inspired me to do too much, although I always tell people and tell kids like you, when I was growing up, I had two uncles, and and they were my dad's brothers. And I always remember looking at these two guys, and they were always happy. They were always smiling. They always seemed to be enjoying life, while everyone else was complaining about many different things, while these two always seemed to be happy. And I didn't know why. I didn't know why they were different, but I remember thinking in the back of my mind, I want to be like them. I want to, they're having fun, they're enjoying life, and I want to do that too. And I never really spoke with them about it, and I never talked to me about it. But I think in some ways that was something that kind of inspired me as an option, something I think I'd like to do.
Great. So, what challenges did you face while building your career?
To me, everything is a challenge. I love a challenge. I love doing this interview right now. It's a challenge. Everything I do, the challenge to me is to do it well. Anybody can do something. Can you do your best? Can you enjoy doing it? So when I schedule these interviews, like with you, and it was really quickly with you, you lucked out. I was supposed to be having somebody else and they canceled at the last minute, the same time you send a request. So you really lucked out. Otherwise, you'd have to wait 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm glad we could do it today. But for me, it's the most important thing in the world right now is to have this interview to do well. And I challenge myself. You know, right now we're a team. Together we have a common goal, which is to do the interview, and we're equal. You know, and in my mind, you're even more important because you're directing the interview. But for me, the challenge is always to do my best and to enjoy what I do. So the challenge is not so much what I'm doing, but to enjoy what I'm doing. Anybody can do something. Can you enjoy it? That's the biggest challenge. If you can learn to enjoy everything you do as you do it, you're always going to be happy because you're always doing something you enjoy. And it's 100% mental. You can do this interview and like it or not. Either way, you'll do it. It's how you choose to see it. Learn to do that with everything in your life. Learn to find positives. Learn to have fun with your life. You can still be successful and do that.
Okay, did you face any difficult challenge in your life? Fully difficult challenge.
Yeah, everything is a challenge to me, and it's I never think difficult. I think of the opportunity to overcome the challenge, whatever the challenge is. I don't think it's difficult. I don't think it's hard. I don't think it's easy. It's a challenge, and the challenge is how well can you do it? Can you enjoy it? And yes, it's a mental challenge. It's not a physical challenge. It's a mental challenge to stay positive, to believe in yourself. And I love doing this. I love the sense of accomplishment that I get from this. So all of the challenges to me are the same. It's not so much what I'm doing, but the process of doing it. That's the challenge.
Okay, so what does success mean to you today?
You know, that's a really interesting question. I guess everybody measures success in their own way. For me, success, I'm goal orientated. Most of the things I do, I have a goal to, like doing this interview. My goal right now to do this interview the best I can. And I look at it as an opportunity to do the best and to feel good about my effort. So this I apply to everything. And I use the interview as an example because right now I've isolated this amount of time for you. I'm really busy every day. And I have fun with everything I do, but I'm very, very busy with many different things. But when we set this interview, I said, okay, for the 30 minutes, I'm going to have this time for you. Nothing else is going to matter. Nothing else is important. I'm going to do this. And I do this with everything I do. So it's not so much what I'm doing, but challenging myself to enjoy the process of doing it.
Okay, so if you could describe your career in one sentence, what would it be?
It's been awesome. It's been absolutely awesome. I've been so fortunate in so many ways. I'm very thankful for the career that I've had.
Okay, so what advice would you give to younger self?
Yeah, well, I hated school. I really hated school. I did terrible in school, and the advice I would pass on to my younger self, if I could do anything over, that's really the only thing I would do, was to do better in school. To instead of hating school, to choose to enjoy school and to try to make it fun. That would be the advice I would give myself.
Okay, nice advice. So what keeps you motivated after such an accomplished career?
You do. You do. You as an individual, you as part of the kids I talk with, part of the things I do. When I see you smile, when I see happiness in your eyes, when I spend time with you and we share something really special. I can't explain it, but it's really a great feeling. When I'm at Rehan School or any school with the students like you, there's something magical for me that I can't explain. But I know I feel it, and I know you feel it as well. Most of the kids I'm with, we have this great connection, and I'm able to get you to try to look at things differently. You know, my objective doing these interviews is to answer all your questions, but also I have another objective is I want you to learn to do the same thing the same way, but learn to think about it differently. Instead of thinking hard work, thinking a challenge, an opportunity, a journey, an adventure, make it fun. Don't think hard work. Instead of stress and pressure, think about believing in yourself and having confidence and enjoying what you do. And you can eliminate all hard work, you can eliminate all stress and pressure from your life and still be very successful if you just learn to think about things differently. Do the same thing the same way, just think about it differently.
Okay. So how did you begin your journey with NASA?
So I love the beach. I'm always living by the beach. I'm on the beach every chance I can. And a friend of mine had won a great big special award. And part of this award was to see the very first space shuttle launch. Now, I'm not sure if you know what a space shuttle is. A space shuttle looks like a plane, but it's actually a rocket ship. It goes up like a rocket ship, it comes back down by a plane. And it's amazing to see one take off. So I was on the beach and I saw the very first shuttle launch. And after I saw that launch, I thought, wow, this is something really spectacular. Uh, I'm going to, when I get out of the Air Force, I'm going to try to get a job with the space program. And I was very fortunate I was able to do that.
Okay, so I have a question for you that you have opportunity to visit any country. So which country did you visit?
So I've been to 20 countries speaking at schools. And I think I've been to Pakistan 4 times. And I always get asked, what's my favorite country? And I always say my favorite country is always the country I'm in. When I'm in Pakistan, I don't think about anything else. When I'm in Norway, I don't think about anything else. Wherever I am is my favorite place to be. When I'm in Pakistan, I'm not thinking, well, if I was in Paris, I could do something, or I could do something somewhere else. I don't think that way because why do I do think it takes away from enjoying where I am. So for me, the challenge, stay focused on where you are, enjoy what you do, and be thankful for everything that you see. I've seen some amazing things in Pakistan. The universities are awesome. The scenery is beautiful. People are very kind, very friendly. When I'm in Pakistan, it's my favorite place to be.
Okay, so what's your favorite personality?
I think somebody who smiles a lot, smile and is happy and appreciates life. Well, you have a great smile. Share it with me. It's awesome. But I think, we want to always be thankful. We always want to be appreciative. We want to treat others with kindness and respect. I meet somebody who has those characteristics. I really admire that person. And it doesn't matter their age.
Okay, so what was your role in Needy Space Center?
So I was a civil structural type of engineer. So as a civil structural type of engineer, if I was in Karachi as a civil type of engineer or structural engineer, you do the same thing. You deal with roads, you deal with bridges, you deal with buildings, you deal with the infrastructure of the city in Karachi or on Kennedy Space Center, the infrastructure, which means the things I didn't get to build the ships. I didn't get to go to space, but I helped make the buildings that the people work in to do that safe to do it, a good working environment. So it's all part of a team. My part of the team was to make sure that the buildings had air conditioning, that the roofs didn't leak, that these types of things, so the people working in there could do the things they needed to do to prepare to launch the ships to go to space.
Okay, so what projects did you enjoy working on the most?
Oh, anything. When I was at Kennedy Space Center, and I still go out there today, I still volunteer to go out there today. To me, it's such a magical environment. Everywhere you look, every building, every wall, everywhere you look, there's things about space. There's things about the planet, of the solar system. Your mind is always going to these magical places. They have these big buildings where they put ships together. You can watch these spaceships be put together. They go to a launch pad and they take off. They call it a launch because they're thrust up so powerful. So they're launched into space. It's not like a plane that flies into space. This thing is launched into space. That's why they call it a launch. So for me, the launches are always amazing. It's just a magical feeling when these things take off. It's really, really special.
Okay, so what was the most memorable moment during your time at NASA?
Yeah, it's always the launches. There's so many amazing things that happen every time, every day. You know, you can be driving across NASA and you see this huge truck come up with a big rocket ship on the back of it. You don't see that anywhere else. You can see almost anything, but there's nothing like the launches. When the launches happen, with a space shuttle, especially with a space shuttle is very heavy. It has a lot of fuel. So in order to take off, it has to have a lot of power. That's called lift. So the space shuttle has 3 million kilos of lift, which means to go up, you have to push down with 3 million kilos. So they start the engines, they're trying to take off and they're building power. They're locked down on the launch pad. They're building power up to 3 million kilos pushing on the Earth. And it's so powerful, it literally shakes the earth. So when you're watching this thing and you really can't see it, you know where it is. You're looking in that direction. You can't see it. You can't hear it. You're about 5 kilometers away. But all of a sudden, you get a vibration in your feet. Your body starts shaking a little bit. It's literally shaking the earth trying to take off. It's just amazing to see it take off.
Okay. So what does it feel like to work on missions that impact the future of safe space exploration?
Yeah, well, I really don't get to do that. For those that do, I'm sure it's a great experience to do that and have a lot of. I'd love to do it, but my job as a civil structural type of engineer, I really don't directly work with those things, but indirectly I do. And I think to me, to be any part of anything so interesting and such a great accomplishment as going to space, no matter what part you are, it makes you feel special. Whenever there was a launch, even though I wasn't in the ship and even though I wasn't building the ship. I still felt like part of it, and it's still like a great sense of accomplishment that we were able to do this.
Okay. So what qualities are essential for someone who wants to work at NASA?
Well, I think if you want to work at NASA, working at NASA's like a little city. They have cooks, they have nurses, they have carpenters, they have engineers, they have astronauts. A little bit different than most cities because you don't have astronauts and you don't launch things to space. But in many ways, it's like a little city. So you can do almost anything and work for NASA. If you want to be an astronaut, aerospace or aeronautical engineer are two really good fields. But almost any engineering field will work. So you need determination, you need dedication, you need to be able to have a good education. There's a lot of things that factor into working at NASA, just like almost any other company. NASA's really not that much different when you apply for a job or you go for a job. There's actually a website, USA Jobs. You can go to this website, it lists all of the jobs that NASA has and the qualifications. The biggest challenge for somebody who's not American, because it's a government agency, you have to be an American citizen. And that takes time, but it's possible. It takes time. So for me, the biggest qualities are, just to be dedicated, to be responsible, to be determined, and to always have goals. I think those are important.
Okay. So what challenges did you face as not as NASA? But uh, all challenges is good for you and challengeable. Okay. And another question: what advice would you give students who dream of becoming aerospace engineers?
Yeah, well, definitely, make it your goal. If that's your dream, then I always say if you have a dream, write it down, make it your goal. And then you ask yourself, okay, I'm here, I want to go there. How do I get there? You have to plan the steps. And planning the steps is important. You want to go slowly. Don't be in a hurry. When you plan the steps slowly, each time you complete a step, it gives you confidence, helps you develop a belief in yourself. It's really important that you go slow. You go slowly and you develop that confidence in yourself. You build and you build and you build. And one day you will say to yourself, you can do anything. If you believe you can do anything, you'll never have stress, you'll never have pressure. So to me, it's to be goal orientated and understand the process is more important, or the journey is more important than achieving the goal.
Okay. So you served on the NASA speaker area for 11 years. What did the role involve?
Yeah, it was amazing being in the NASA Speakers Bureau because You're representing NASA anytime you go. Now, when I do things, I do it on my own. I have nothing to do with NASA. But when I was in the Speakers Bureau, I always felt like I was representing NASA, and I was, a responsibility to do it in the right way. You want to treat people with kindness. You want to treat people fairly and with respect, and you want to make sure that you are kind to others, and you're representing an organization that most people look up to. So for me, the goal is to never disappoint anyone, to do this interview the best I can with you. If I'm representing NASA in your eyes, well, I want to do it in the most positive way I know how. And I apply that to everything I do.
Okay. So, how important in science communication in today's world?
Say that again. I didn't quite get all of it, please.
Okay. I said that how important is science communication in today's world?
What kind of communication? I heard communication. I didn't hear what you said before that.
Important in science communication, sir.
Science communication?
Yes, yes.
Uh, well, I think science communication is like anything. You have to be able to communicate. One of the things that right now everybody is into AI, everything is AI. But for me, science communication is people. You have to learn to get along. You have to learn to respect each other. I don't care how much AI is involved. Without people, we're not going to have anything. And so I don't want people to forget how important it is to learn to communicate with each other. And in science or any field, we have to be able to get along, to respect and be kind to each other. I think this is important no matter what you do.
Okay, so you have any advice to our viewers?
Yeah, so my advice is always the same. And then when I was in Karachi and we spoke, or hopefully we spoke about this and you'll remember, I always talk about three things. Do your best, enjoy what you do, believe in yourself. Doing your best is easy. I don't care what it is. Challenge yourself. How well can I do it? Just like this interview. How well can I do this interview? How can I enjoy this interview? This should be approach to everything you do. Always do your best. It doesn't matter what happens. Feel good about your effort. If it's not what you want, it's okay. Do it again. You will get better because every time you do it, you learn. Enjoy everything you do. You can do something and enjoy it or not. Either way, you will do it. It's how you choose to see it. Again, with the interview, you can enjoy it or not. Either way, you will do it. It's how you choose to see it. Learn to find positives in everything you do. If you can't find a positive, say to yourself, could be worse. Then it becomes a positive. I never have a negative experience. And the most important thing, develop that belief in yourself. And you do that by establishing goals. Most things start with a dream or a thought. You take that dream, you write it down, say, this is my goal. And you ask yourself, what steps do I take to achieve it? Plan small steps. The smaller the step, the easier it is to accomplish. The easier it is to accomplish, it helps you develop that belief and confidence in yourself. And you want to build and build and build to, again, you reach a point where you say to yourself, I can do anything. When you believe you can do anything, you never have stress. You never have pressure. You just believe you can do it and you go do it. And when you enjoy it, you do it better. That's always my advice to anybody willing to listen. Do your best, enjoy what you do, believe in yourself.
Okay, that's really great advice. So, this was our today's interview with Sir Gabe Gabrille. I hope you like it. I meet with new guest next day, next topic. Thank you, and Allah Hafiz.
Thank you so much. Hopefully, I'll get to see you